Hey, hello. Who got in San? Hi, Scott, Michelle, the other Scott, both the Scotts,
And Renee.
Ben and Renee.
The Faithful Five.
The Faithful Five, our favorites.
Yes. So, I think the little eyeball in the corner is just behind a lot.
I don't know. It might be.
He panics if we're 10 minutes out. He says, "There's nobody there yet."
Yeah.
He just panics.
No, I don't panic about that. I just panic about being late.
Well, okay.
We were 3 seconds late on clicking the button today. Horrible. So, what are we talking about today, Hannah?
I don't know. What are you talking? All the crap you carry everywhere. Do you know how hard it is for me to even scoot my chair in here with all the Bigfoot and crap he has everywhere? I mean, it is like a jigsaw puzzle just trying to get my chair to fit under the desk. Hey, Galen.
Hey,
so we're going to talk about all the Bigfoot crap tonight.
Bigfoot crap. My favorite.
I know. How are all of you, though? Are you all ready for Christmas? Have you all gone? Have you all looked at the shirts down there to get your ugly Bigfoot Christmas sweater?
There you go. Link.
They are on sale through the end of the week. Anything on our spring store, anything you buy through here, you're going to get for 15% off.
And they'll be going away soon because you can't get them before Christmas.
Yeah, we're going to... I mean, the sale will end this week. You can buy them whenever you want, but just know if you don't order now, you probably won't get it before Christmas.
Well, hi, Donna, and thank you for volunteering for the Toys for Tots.
Yay, cool. Go Marines. My dad was a Marine.
Yeah,
you know, Toys for Tots are a Marine thing.
A Marine thing, yep.
Hi, Tracy.
Okay, so what are we talking about tonight?
Bigfoot crap.
Bigfoot crap. The essentials.
Paraphernalia.
All the stuff that if you want to collect evidence that nobody believes, this is what you use. Does that make sense?
So I hope you brought your rucksack.
Okay, about your rucksacks.
You can compare what you have to what we have.
All right.
And then go get a second job to pay for everything, because that's how that goes.
So I laid all my stuff out on the table this week and took pictures of it. And this is the stuff I take with me. So here's, click. Okay, there we go. Here's the stuff.
Stuff.
That's a lot of stuff. Pretty basic Bigfoot data collection stuff. So we're going to go over it individually. I carry it in this. This is a
butt pack.
A butt pack.
Let's call it what it is. It is an absolute bona fide wear on your hiney butt pack.
It is, but it's not completely a butt pack. So this is it. Oops. It's a big butt pack. It's one of the ones you can get at
it likes big butts, Anakin.
There
you said it was a big butt pack.
It is a big butt pack, but it's the kind that has the
it's so big that you have to have shoulder straps and chest support.
Yeah, for it.
Because your core can't manage by
itself.
But
it's made for hunters, for going hunting, basically. It's basically a small backpack. You can get them pretty much anywhere you can get hunting equipment.
You got that at Cabela's, didn't you?
Yep, Cabela's. One of my favorite places in the world.
I like Scott said it's the Glute Master 5000.
Yes, it is. Yeah, we must agree. So we're going to be talking about the stuff we take into the woods, Bigfoot hunting. Now, this does not count all this stuff. This is all
the stuff that's still in the truck.
No, that I usually keep in my backpack too, but this is all survival gear for when you get lost in the woods.
That's in another pack.
That's a whole nother show. So, but this is the stuff I keep in there for data collection for all the Bigfoot stuff. So, hi, Joe. Hi, Charles.
Joe, you're going to want to pay attention tonight. Just hang on. Hey, Charles. Nice to see you.
Yep. So we're going to get into the basic stuff that I take with us into
the Glute Master 5000.
In the Glute Master 5000, which is now the permanent name. Thank you, Scott Dunbar. All right.
Do we have a?
Yeah. Oh, we could do the thank you.
Or this one. Do you have that one? No, you need the funny one that goes, the guy who's blowing confetti.
Oh, yeah, I need to get some funnier ones.
Yeah, you need some. Yeah.
Okay.
We need someone with a sense of humor in this relationship.
So this is all the stuff that
Hey, Janice.
that I keep.
Janice, did you get your ugly Squatchmas sweater? That's what I want to know.
Yeah.
Did it come?
Yep.
No, Joe, dead serious. You need to pay attention tonight because there is anyway. We'll get there.
Anyway, here we go. So, all right. So the first thing on the table here is the quintessential 1 gallon bag, pretty much 2/3 full of plaster Paris.
Janice, I'm so glad you got it. Make sure. Thank you, Charles.
Uh-huh.
Now he gets that bingo bango thing.
The bingo bango thing.
Play the bingo bango thing. Thank you very much for that super chat, Charles.
Yep.
Janice, make sure you take a picture and post it, okay? Because I want to see that sweater on you. Hi, Dawn from Eastern Oregon.
Yeah.
All right.
So here's the other thing that I keep with me, and this might sound
water.
No, instant water. Just add water. No, for water for this, I usually just keep my water bottle with me, and if I don't have enough water, I usually can find it. But this is a piece of cardboard, all rolled up, and you can see I've actually used it before. But sometimes you need to put a dam around the Bigfoot track that you're tracking, or that you're casting. Use my words.
Sometimes it's on a hill. Sometimes it's just really runny.
Right. So if it's on a hill, you can put this around here, and I keep like a bull clip right here, and I will clip it like this, and then you can put it around the footprint.
Shape it around. You
can shape it around the footprint. And that way, if it's on a hill like this, when you fill the plaster up, you can get the plaster all the way to the front, which will fill up, like, say, the toes. But the heel, it would just run out. But the heel, it might get really deep, like up to here in the back. But
anyway, it keeps the plaster from running completely out, and it actually gives you a cast that looks like the print.
Yep.
So
hi, David.
You're just building a border around.
It's a dam.
You're building a wall.
I know.
So that the wrong stuff doesn't come in and the right stuff doesn't escape.
Right.
Yes. On an incline.
On an incline. So I just keep my bolt clip around it to keep it together, and that's that.
Evening, David, and by proxy, Linda and young Colin. Colin.
All right. So that's the plaster stuff. Now, that I keep with me.
I thought you were doing something fancy dancy with your picture.
I am.
Oh, okay.
This is the fancy dancy.
Oh, this is the fancy dancy. Okay.
The next thing I keep with me all the time is my binos. My spectacles. The interesting thing about the spectacle part of it is most Bigfoot videos you see that people actually get videos of Bigfoot are across the canyon, way up on the hillside above you, stuff like that. Generally, you don't get it's just right in front of me walking video of Bigfoot. So pro tip, watch the hillsides across the canyons. I mean, or from a long ways away, this is where you're going to get your best sightings. So always keep binos with you. That's a plus. Wake up, Joe.
No, Joe is telling me not to yawn. I'm doing my best. I've been under the weather for the last 10 days, and the flight to and from Florida did not help.
Yep. So, Hannah had a big flight to and from Florida over the weekend, so she's kind of like jet laggy or weirded out. It was busy while she was there, kind of stuff.
And I've got a bona fide sinus infection, so there we go.
Yep, ridge tops, because Scott Goebel actually got a photo of a Bigfoot on top of a ridge top. It was pretty cool. So binos are important.
So we got plaster of Paris and and rolled up cardboard with a bull clip and binos.
So the next stuff is kind of interesting, and if you ever use it, I bet there's been like 2 instances in the history of Bigfooting that you would actually ever use this, is these items right here. And what this is basically a fingerprint kit. So what that consists of is, in this little bag right here, is the fingerprinting powder, a brush for doing the fingerprints.
Hey, that's a really nice brush. Where'd you get that?
I came with this kit. Okay.
That's nicer than my blush brush.
It's pretty much a blush brush is all it is.
Looks nicer
and that's
than
something I'm
mine.
talking about later. But
He
anyway,
still has, you know, ladies, the little plastic thing that comes around your blush brush. It's still on that.
yeah.
My blush brush at this point is like.
So there's that. And then if you get the fingerprint, you'll have to pull it off. Like say you got the famous handprints that ended up on the side of a car or your windows or something.
Wouldn't that be cool?
So what we have here is you take the fingerprint dust, you dust it. And then this is a clear cling wrap. And so once you get it dusted, you put this over it. Of course, you peel it off. You put it over there, peel it off, and then you've got the fingerprints saved forever.
Those are actually laminating sheets.
Yeah, and then an envelope to, you know, stick it in so you don't mess it up.
Yep. Donna just mentioned that she brings a gardening shovel. Is that like a trowel?
Yeah, like a gardening trowel.
To loosen a quick cast.
Yeah, to loosen it up.
Yeah.
I usually just use my pocket knife. That's what I use. So, and I have nicked the cast with my pocket knife doing that. So be careful. So that's the fingerprinting stuff that we use is right here. Next thing on, oops, I went too far.
Sorry, Joe. I'm really trying.
Next thing on the list is your evidence collection stuff. This is hard evidence collection, not fingerprints. So I know it's weird, but I keep that's right here. I keep extra batteries with it in the bag, but I keep
That's because
my thermometer.
Bigfoot is guaranteed. Bigfoot energy is guaranteed to suck every battery you have dry. Just
yeah,
it's true.
So I use this in case we find warm poop, and I can actually figure out how warm it is. I know it's weird.
Are those batteries good right now?
Yeah. So so there's that, and then we have this, which is it probably needs batteries. Which, woo, look at that. Oh, that's messing up the camera. Look at that. I messed up the camera. Anyway, so this right here is a hi Raptor. This is a UV flashlight. Would you
Hush, just do your thing.
This is a UV flashlight, and actually you can see biological stuff will glow on it. So I wonder if you can see this.
Is there biological stuff?
Yeah.
On it?
It's basically a black light.
What kind of biological stuff would be on
Like,
that
look at my beard. It's glowing.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, look, all the stuff stuck in my beard. Okay. Anyway, so we can use that to find biological stuff on the ground. So there's that.
I think you need a new one.
Got to pull the trigger, honey.
I did.
Okay.
I think you need a new one.
All right. So all the rest of this stuff is for collecting stuff. All right. So here we go.
You're like a kid on Halloween. Yeah, this isn't working. Is there a special on button?
I'll have to fix it. And then I know. So here's these. These are basically DNA swabs for collecting DNA. So you pull them out of here, collect your DNA, put them back in here, so that's it's all sterile inside here. So I keep a couple of these with me in case we run across some DNA. Thing is, there's no labs to send it to, unless you got $1 million.
Oh, there we go.
I keep a couple extra swabs for collecting things. Of course, we got the rubber gloves so you don't contaminate it. This is just sterile wooden tongue depressors that you can use to scoop up poop. Where's the jar go?
I don't know.
Do I have a little jar over there? Yeah.
What'd that say?
It's 96.1. It's 0.0, so you're fine.
I'm a little high.
No, you're not.
Actually, I'm a little
So
low, but...
I keep, this is actually a sterile inside the jar sterile. Use this. You can scoop up poop, put it in there, cap it up, and in case you want to take some poop home.
There we go. So Joe is not going. Okay, so Donis has a UV flashlight to detect counterfeit money.
Yep, same thing.
Ask Bigfoot to open wide for a DNA swab. Joe's not going to ask Bigfoot for a pee. Scott, there is a reason why I am not the one that handles the pew-pews in this house. I have no idea. And obviously my little elevated temperature is back down to normal.
All right. Okay, so for other collecting biologicals, this is actually a sterile gauze pad, basically, and you can use that to soak up blood, urine, whatever, if you want to capture DNA that way. That's something you can use.
Or if I shoot my eye out and he needs to, like...
Yeah, well, if you shoot your eye out, you're probably dead. So,
no Bigfoot drug testing.
So...
I don't know. There's some wild mushrooms out there, man. We've seen them. They're like crazy looking.
Also, this is a thing you can get, but it's actually a suture removal kit. But what it is, it has sterile stuff in it. It has sterile, probably won't use the scissors, but it has sterile tweezers in it. And I also have little paper bags. So if you find hair samples, put them in paper bags. Do not put them in plastic. In case you didn't know that. If you got hair samples, put them in paper bags. It'll keep them dry. If not, they will degrade in plastic with moisture. So that's why you put those in paper bags. What else do I got over here? That's it.
I don't know. Go back to your cool picture, though.
Okay.
Do we need to run a commercial? It's 18 after.
No, not really. Not yet.
Okay.
So that's all the stuff for collecting biological DNA kind of stuff. Poop.
What's next?
So the next thing is when you're going to find stuff to cast. When you find footprints.
I thought we went over that.
Well, we went over the casting material, but this is other stuff you can use that you really should keep with you. Is I have a magnifying glass so you can look close for hairs. I meant that you can use that for anything. I would say
Blue's Clues, but Blue has traitored on us. So
there, here, let me go ahead one here.
Okay.
I keep losing my...
This is the coolest thing ever, and actually...
I hate using two screens because I always lose my...
You don't know which screen you're supposed to be on.
I know. And then I have these from back in my archaeological days, if I can...
Archaeology days.
Or my archaeology days. I have quite a few of them, actually. I have all different sizes and shapes and blah, blah, blah.
I am starting to realize why my grandfather always had one of these.
Yeah. So
this is gold once you pass 50.
Yeah. So when you're taking pictures of stuff, you can lay these down. They are very accurate as far as inches and
6
stuff.
inches?
Yeah, and plus they're plastic and they're waterproof. And
where do you get those bad boys? Oh wait, we've got links.
Yeah. So I don't know if I have those linked. So that's handy. So now I had to go back to our slides. Boop. So those are always handy to have. So now we're going to get into all the equipment you need to take a blurry picture of Bigfoot. Hannah says your phone. Renee says she needs a minivan to carry all that stuff. Believe it, all that stuff plus my survival gear, I get into that butt pack.
Then
Look.
what the hell is all the crap we schlep with us everywhere else?
That's just extra stuff. That's food, whatever.
And tents and I don't know, enough supplies to build a small house.
Yep. So now we're getting into the camera gear, which I have a lot of it over there that you're going to have to.
Lord have mercy.
So this is what I take when we're doing
did you show
our
them
research.
these?
Yes. Yeah, we're done with those.
Okay.
Yeah. So we're this is the camera gear I take. Now I've collected this over the years.
We should break from this right now because we're going from one topic to another.
Oh my gosh. Hannah says it's time for a break.
Yes.
And what Hannah says?
That's right.
As we travel and search for Bigfoot, we use a lot of equipment that uses the internet to operate. Also, in our town hall meetings and live streams, we need a reliable connection. We use Nomad Internet. There's a link and discount code below, so join us and have internet access on the go.
Have y'all gotten your Nomad Internet yet? They are coming out with some awesome new modems.
They are.
You really need to go check them out.
Yep.
So, use our discount code below.
Yeah.
Have the internet on the go.
I have internet on the go. That means pretty much everywhere. If you can get cell signal, you've got a modem and an internet. So a good one too. I mean, high speed, unlimited.
Sturdy. It's
all
not
that.
like a little flat thing that you stick somewhere and hope for the best. I mean,
You're watching us on it right now.
Yes,
So there's that. So I'm going to get into all this camera
crap.
that I've got. So
I was going to say, for someone who swears to God he can do anything on his Samsung Galaxy 23 and it's better than any camera he's ever had, he sure spends a lot of money on camera crap.
I know. So anyway, so here's the wonderful camera gear we use. I'm going to get into each individual camera in a minute, but I wanted to point out that I have, this is my DJI Action 3 camera. It's like a GoPro, but it's made by DJI, and I think it's superior to a GoPro myself. There's a lot more cool stuff you can do with it. It's got a screen on the front and back so you can see what's going on, and and you can change the batteries in it. That's the other thing. I've got spare batteries for it. So that's always good to take spare batteries with you, so you don't have to stop and wait and recharge something or whatnot while you're in the woods. I use this a lot when you're hiking. It's got a good motion stabilization in it, so while you're walking you don't get camera shakes. There's that, and of course Scott said something earlier about batteries going dead.
So did I.
And so did Hannah. Scott was with me. That's why he mentioned that, I'm sure. But we were in an area, kind of a hot spot. We were filming some stuff that we had done with like a Bigfoot trap, where they were messing with rocks and stuff that we had piled up. And I was filming that for our YouTube channel, and my batteries in my Canon camera went dead. So I thought, well, I've been using them for the last couple of days, so I probably, so.
Can you repeat?
What
kind is that again?
What? Oh, the camera?
Yes.
Okay.
So, by the way, in my next,
there's a link in the description before it, but it is a DJI.
I thought it was DG.
DJI.
I've been saying DJI this whole time. DJI. Okay, got it.
It is DJI. It's the company that makes drones. The DJI drones, the really good ones. It's the same company. So they got into making cameras and audio recorders to go along with their drones. So This is a DJI. So,
Anyway, in our email next week, I will be
and it's
having
an Action 3. Okay, go ahead.
in my email to everyone next week, I will have a list of everything we've talked about here and links that you can go to and purchase all of this wonderful stuff. I mean, fill your own stocking. Y'all deserve it. Go ahead. It's fine. Log, we did not see a greeting from you.
Okay.
So while you're busy getting on the next one, Terrell Stevens asks regarding Nomad.
Okay.
How does Starlink Roam compare to Nomad? Now, please understand, we use both.
We have both.
We have both. And the reason that we invested in Starlink is because when we go up somewhere like in Granite, Oregon, where there are no cell towers, we don't have a choice. If we want to have any connection, we have to have satellite. However, Starlink only works where there is no obstruction.
Right.
And if there's even a little bit of obstruction, it kind of goes,
Yeah. So if you're in the woods,
not really great. And here's the other thing about Starlink. Can you throw it in your backpack and use it like cordlessly? No.
no.
So Nomad fits in this little backpack right here.
And it has a battery pack in there that'll get it. And we tested it. When it says battery for one, it'll run 1 week. It will run 1 week in that backpack without plugging it in.
Yeah, you just plug it into the battery. So Nomad is actually a lot more versatile than Starlink. They both have their, and the other thing is, we will often throw that in the truck with us while we're driving somewhere, and we're going off of that in the truck, So it's a lot more versatile, a lot more portable, even than Starlink Roam.
And I want to say 90% of the time, even when we're in the woods, there is cell signal.
Yeah. So we do have Starlink Roam that they are both, by the way, they're both, you can pause and unpause as you need them. So most of the time our Starlink is on pause.
It's on pause. Yep. So there's that. Where was I?
I don't know. You left off at something. Did you show them the red thing? Your GoPro thingy?
No, we're getting there.
All right.
All right. So I'm going to get to the other cameras in a minute, but I want to talk about mounting the cameras. So these are the mounts I have for my cameras, because I kind of went in back and forth. So one of the things I want to talk about is this strap thingy right here.
Strap.
Yep. I think it's over there. Yep. Right there. That's it.
Strap. He's asking me to look at technical stuff.
Okay. So this is a cheap strap you can get for GoPros. It's designed to fit. Let me go up here. It's designed to fit on your wrist like this. So you're like, cool, I'm like Spider-Man. Okay, but no.
That'd be awesome if you could do that.
That's not what I use it for. So here's the trick with this thing is this. You can strap it around your shoulder strap on your backpack, hook your camera to it, and just walk. And I've used it. I love it doing this, because the great thing is I can hook my next camera I'm going to talk about is this one here.
Okay, his phone can't do this.
Okay, my phone can't do this. So this here it's called an Insta. Let me bring that up. X1X. Now here's the deal. There's actually a version 3 of this out, but this is how I do things is I don't buy it when it comes out. In fact, when they get the 3rd version out, the first version is really cheap. So that's when I buy it. So I wait until
He waits and he whines and he frets and he complains and he
And then
curses the world for being so expensive, and then finally he gets it.
Yeah.
That's how that works.
That's how that works. So this is the Insta360. It's got a camera in the front, camera in the back.
Show him what it does.
I will show you what it does. So when
360 is a clue.
that's the clue. So when I have it and we're out in the woods and I have it hooked up next to my head here, you can literally take frame by frame and spin the frame 360 degrees.
Including catching his long old man ear hairs.
That too. Thanks, dear. So to give you an idea of what that looks like, here's a video we shot in the campground the other day with this. And I was just walking with it, holding it up in my hand like this. And this is the video. Oh, we can go full screen for that. Poof.
It's not catching your old man ear hairs.
No, it's not. It was above my head.
Oh, okay.
So there it is. You can literally capture 360 degrees all the way around you all the time. So you can put it on hyperlapse mode, which allows it takes one photo every second. It'll run for, if you got a big SD card in it, it'll run for about 3 hours. So if you're hiking for 3 hours, you can record 3 hours on this and literally take every step you can. You can stop motion on the camera, like each frame, and turn it 360 degrees and look and see if anything ever walked up behind you.
Joe says they're weird when you got them on a selfie stick. Tell them what you do. It's funny.
It does come on a selfie stick. So I don't have it over here, do I?
Anyway, what it does.
Anyway, what it does is it has some kind of digital thing in here that erases the selfie stick. So if you've got it on a long stick, you won't see the stick. So when you're walking with it and you got it in your hand, all you see is your hand walking around like this, but you don't, at a weird angle, and you don't see the stick. Another cool thing is you don't have to aim this camera. You can lay it like that. You can lay it like this. You can lay it like this, and it'll still record 360 degrees around it. So you're walking with the stick, you can actually have it out here like this. It'll be filming 360 degrees all the way around you. And it has a program that you put on your computer or on your phone, and you can edit it from there. You can look any direction you want while you're filming.
Well, Ben, you can catch the link in the YouTube description, or you can wait for my email next week, and we will get you hooked up.
Yeah.
It's pretty awesome.
It's pretty awesome. So like I said, what I usually do with it is
oh my gosh, Pappy says it could get fine follicular ear hair shots with that setup. And it reminds him of the shoulder weapon mount of the Predator.
Yeah, it does. It does.
So there's some fine cinematic history for you.
Yeah, there we go.
Scott Dunbar wants to know if we have any plans for a thermal drone. Actually, this camera kind of eliminates our need for.
No, it doesn't.
Okay, but we can get by with it in like forests and places.
I know. I just looked up, DJI just came out with a thermal drone, and I watched a video on it. In fact, Matt from Demolition Ranch did a video on one he just got, and it was phenomenal. He was looking through trees at sheep and stuff.
$12,000.
No, they're like $10,000. So that one's way down the list, way down time. But the thing about this one is this way of mounting the camera like this. You can also put your GoPro on it, and this is my GoPro. It's one of the Hero. Was it 4? It's an old one, 4. I don't even think you can get them anymore. But the cool thing about this is you can actually turn it around and face it backwards, so you can film behind you while you're walking. So you can do the same thing without the 360 camera. You can just use a GoPro and do the same thing. So the other mounts I enjoy are these. There's a company called Small Rig, and I've worked.
He's in love with them.
I'm in love with them. Yeah.
By the way, Doc, we saw your last greetings, so I don't know what their deal is if they're deleting them. Raptor says those cameras aren't bad. The only thing is you can't see something if it's 20 yards away from the object. It'll be bent like the trees are, and it'll be hard to tell.
Right, but there's actually, you can get
Software.
there's software that will unbend it. My editing program will do it. The 360 camera program will do it too. I just didn't do it when I edited that 360 thing.
Sorry, Joe. I'm trying.
So this is a company called Small Rig. It's one of my favorite things. So they make these small things that work great. I even got the Small Rig metal case that goes on my camera. See, it says Small Rig on there. So this metal case works great. Oh, another cool thing about these cameras I didn't mention is this here and the bottom are magnetized. So if you got a metal pole, you can just magnet it to the pole or the side of the truck or whatever. I wouldn't drive with it because it'd probably fall off. But anyway, these small rigs clamps are the greatest things if you're out in the woods. Now, when you're out looking for Bigfoot and you're hiking, you got the stuff on you. But a lot of times, I always found it best to go find some place, sit down for the afternoon, just sit and listen. The woods will come alive around you, and you can catch stuff that way. So if you want to mount your cameras to stuff, here's the Small Rig stuff, what you can do with it. It's pretty cool.
Hey, Doc Ock, nice to see you tonight.
This clamp here works fantastic.
And Greg.
Yep. So you can clamp it to tree limbs. You can clamp your cameras to tree limbs. It works great. They don't move. It's really strong. You can clamp it to picnic tables. You can clamp it to... I even clamped it to the bark on a tree, and it works great.
Picnic tables, because Bigfoot and Yogi are in cahoots together, going for your picnic basket.
Yeah, so if you need to mount cameras around the place, get a few of these. I have like 3 of them I take with me when we're out there, so I can hook up all my cameras to facing different directions in different places.
That looks pretty sturdy. Like it's not something.
No, it's metal. It's not crap.
Like I couldn't break it easily.
Right. And yeah, that's what I like about it. Most of their stuff's all metal.
So all right.
So that's the clamp, the extra batteries. Oh, you cut me off before I finished our story about the batteries.
Oh, the batteries. Yes. Go back to our battery story.
We were filming with my Canon.
That's because you haven't stopped to breathe this whole evening.
I know. I was filming with a Canon. Scott Goebel was there. He's the witness to this. We were in a kind of a Bigfoot hot zone, to say the least, and my camera battery went dead. I didn't think anything of it because I'd been using that battery for like 2 days filming. I think it was about 2 days. So I figured, well, it's probably about up. And I had 2 other batteries in my pocket. But when we got to this one area, my battery went dead. So I switched to one of my fresh batteries that I had in my pocket. The camera came on, ran for about a minute, and then shut off because the battery went dead. I put the 3rd battery in, and these were all charged before I went in the woods. I put the 3rd battery in, and the camera didn't even come on. The battery was dead. So if you think Bigfoot sucks batteries, possibility. Or another thing you want to think about is, it wasn't that cold when we were up there, but if you get down below freezing with lithium batteries, they die. So
Donna, you're right. Scott does like his tools.
Yeah. Hey, I'm a guy. And I grew up with tools. My dad built a lot of stuff. So I grew up working as a contractor with my dad. So, and we grew up on a farm. We had to build a lot of stuff.
My fear is that everyone's going to walk away from this going, there's no way that we can do this.
I know. I'm getting there.
Okay.
All right. So now we're going to get into audio. As I choke. Audio. All right. So you always want to catch that fantastic whoop in the woods or the tree knock or what all that stuff. So
How many of you think Bigfoot does those, like those mouth pops?
mouth pops. Yep. So we're going to talk about stuff here about this is.
That is a tribble.
This is a tribble. No. Actually, in the industry, we call these
Tribbles.
dead cats.
I like tribbles better.
Yeah. So this is
I hereby rename them tribbles.
this is extremely important to knock that wind noise down. It's almost impossible to take it out in post. So this here is a lifesaver. If you get a microphone or a recorder, make sure you have the dead cats or tribbles.
Tribbles.
All right.
Yeah. Log found a patch of white fur on the ground in his yard.
Whoa.
I don't know if all the cats have been accounted for yet. Bigfoot has not been implicated.
Okay.
Good.
That's a good. All right. I'm glad Bigfoot has not
Yes.
been implicated.
All right.
He was actually, what was it? Frightened a cat to death once in The Legend of Boggy Creek. Anyway, so make sure you got wind socks on everything. Charles says wind socks. Yeah, I know. So I prefer dead cat, but
I like tribbles.
so as far as recording,
Tribbles.
audio recording goes, I use this older Tascam 05X. I bet you there's been more Bigfoot tree knocks recorded on this recorder than any other recorder in history. The reason it is because it's an older recorder. The newer recorders have all sorts of digital noise canceling capabilities, and a lot of them you cannot turn off. So if you want to record something and catch everything, you need an older recorder that doesn't have all that digital crap. So it's the DR05X. It is my favorite recorder. We've used these for, oh gosh, they've been around for 15, 20 years.
We probably had that one that long.
Yeah, probably. It's about time to find a new one. But this is one of the best recorders digital recorders you can get out there because it doesn't have all the crap. So there's that. Next thing on the list is the microphone. This is the microphone I use. I think there's a link in the description on this one too. It is, I guess you pronounce that deity.
So that's God's microphone?
That's God's microphone.
Oh
Okay.
gosh.
It's a duo. It's a D4 duo. What it means by duo, it has a microphone on both ends. It is a 360-degree microphone. The microphone on this works great. It's basically a 360-degree microphone too. But the cool thing about this one is it's cheap and it doesn't have all the noise canceling crap on it. And Scott Goebel in the chat can confirm, we picked up a train whistle with this microphone from 30 miles away over 2 mountains. So this works great, and you can set it to go one direction or 360 degrees. I just take a cord. This has a plug-in at the top. You can plug that into this, and I put this up on a pole so we get it up above us, and that records your audio. So I keep that in my backpack too, or on the truck whenever we're at. That's my audio recording stuff. Yeah, so yeah, this is what Ben said. I need to get that. I have had wood
I've had wood knocks happen on my phone. You can barely hear them.
That's because of the noise cancellation stuff that your phone has.
Does that connect to your phone?
The microphone, if your phone has a 3.5 millimeter jack, like what's on headphones.
Yeah, and more phones are not including
not
those
including
anymore because
that.
everything is Bluetooth.
Right. So this uses that little, headphone jack. You can get adapters that you can adapt it to your like USB-C for that. You can hook that to your phone. That's another way around that. Absolutely. And the other thing is that I always keep with us is, where did I go? Okay. Is the most important thing you need in your pack. That's this right here.
A field notebook.
Nope.
Oh, yes.
Don't leave home without it.
My phone is going crazy tonight.
Ever.
By the way, tribbles will help with troublesome Klingons.
Yes, they will. So this is an essential. I keep in this little. It's kind of dirty because it's been in my backpack forever. But in that bag on the other side of it is actually wet wipes too. I keep a little bag of wet wipes. So essential. Not for Bigfoot evidence, or Bigfoot might need to borrow your toilet paper. You never know. So that is the stuff that we pack with us into the woods to collect stuff. Now, here's the deal. Actually, when you go into the woods, the only thing you really need is you. Honestly.
And your Snuggie for warmth.
And your Snuggie. That's us up in Granite, actually.
Before we had Starlink, so we were literally off
grid
for 4 days. I thought I was going to die.
Yeah. So what? I like, all right. So like person, wet wipes is my preference. Yeah, I carry both. So that's it. So really all you need is you. Collecting evidence is fantastic. And we are actually working on a series that you can watch if you're on Patreon. But we're rolling out Bigfoot University, a series of videos about
how to do all this
stuff. And one of the first videos I put up, it's up there now, for the Patreons in Patreon.
So if you're not on Patreon, go now. You can get in for $5, man.
Yeah, I talk about, the first one's talking about evidence. You can collect all the evidence in the world. There's actually a ton of evidence out there, and nobody believes you anyway. So we're not going to, the government already knows these things exist. So if you're not out there for you, I'm just going to say you're not going to change the world with your evidence. But you can collect it for you and you collect it for us. We use it all the time. It's fantastic that we're able to out and collect the things that we do. Speaking of which, what's happening next week on our show?
Yeah. So next week is right before Christmas, and it will be our last show of the year, just so you know. And next week we are going to do 2023 in review. Thank you, Charles. We're so glad you're enjoying Patreon. We really try. Our biggest challenge is, honestly, we want to give everything away to everyone, and that's not going to help us. So we do have Patreon. There are several levels, but honestly, if you just join at the $5 level, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Anyway, next year is our year in review. We need to talk about what's coming up next, particularly.
Okay, we'll get on the next list here then.
Yes.
Okay. So we are talking about, where'd it go? I can't find it.
You keep scrolling past it.
Here's what we got coming up.
Actually, no, Saturday.
Oh, Saturday.
All right. Pay attention, Joe. Our Bigfoot enthusiast gathering is Saturday at 3 p.m. until everybody leaves. However, we may have a change of venue. We are not sure yet. The best laid plans of mice and men and squatches often go awry. So we will be in close touch with you. We will either confirm the campground as our gathering place, or we will find somewhere else.
Mm-hmm. We might be moving it to Emory because the campground's being weird with us. So, but we're gonna.
I wasn't even going to say that.
We're gonna confirm that tomorrow, but for sure. But anyway, it's going to happen
Somewhere.
either here or Emory. It's going to happen. So tomorrow we're working things out with the campground because.
Right hand, left hand.
That
Someone
sort of thing.
tells us one thing and then turns out they may have been wrong. Anyway. All right. Let's go. Let's go to our upcoming schedule.
Oh, I thought we were doing
which you keep adding to. We keep adding to. So February, you can see us as our sportsman show lineup begins. February, we are in Eugene, and then Roseburg, and then Medford on February. 2 shows in March, one in Anderson, California, one back in Klamath Falls, Oregon. And then a month later in Chelan, Washington, we will be at the North Central Washington Prospectors. Still kind of firming up details on that. They just reached out to us this week. Then in May, we'll be at Fort Squatch Days. June, we will be in Meadowlane Falls, and then back in Baker City for our own Blue Mountain Bigfoot Fest. Then July, we'll be in Glide for the Glide Bigfoot Fest. And then still looking like later September, we will be in Cloudcroft, New Mexico for their first annual Bigfoot Fest, but we will be sorting out those details this month.
Yeah, and a little heads up, if you're near Cloudcroft. I can't say those words.
Cloudcroft, New Mexico.
Say that 3 times fast.
Cloudcroft.
See, got it. All right. So
I got two really good ones then.
Yes.
Yeah.
Joe says he's got people coming from. Don't worry, it's going to happen, Joe. It's just we may. I'll call you and let you know. But if this location falls out, we've got a backup right just a couple miles down the road, so we're fine.
Yeah.
What else was I going to talk about? Oh, Cloudcroft. The museum, the Bigfoot Museum in Cloudcroft.
Encounter.
The Bigfoot Encounter Museum in Cloudcroft is they're pushing hard to get it open the week between Christmas and New Year's. We are going to be there for the ribbon cutting that they kind of wanted us to be there. So we changed some plans and got to be there. So I will let you know when that is going to happen.
You know what? Doc Ock, I'm just calling you that because it's easier than octopus with no friends. And I consider myself a friend. You should friend me on Facebook because I will send you a link to the coolest octopus video you've ever seen in your life. I am in love with octopi and cephalopods. I just think they're awesome, awesome creatures.
So to get back to what we were to wrap this all up, all this stuff we take in the woods with us is really cool. It's great. But really all you need is your cell phone and something to measure the ground with. I get so many Bigfoot casts or so many Bigfoot footprints photos.
And they put their shoe up against it.
They put their shoe up against it. I did find a chart on the internet that tells you the shoe size to the actual length of the shoes, but they're not always completely accurate. So the best thing to do is take a little tape measure with you, or this. You can find these. I will put a link in it if I can find it, but this is a tape measure and it's a sticker, so you can stick it if you have a walking stick or your camera tripod leg or whatever a lot of people take walking sticks in the woods. Stick this to your walking stick. I have these on our walking sticks. So you can lay your walking stick down with a tape measure next to the size of the footprint. They're cheap too. They're kind of plasticky, whatever. So
yeah.
little pro tip there.
Scott Goebel says, just take you and you don't have to buy anything. Joe, we're doing the best we can with the venue. It's ultimately not going to be up to us.
I know, but we will be here in the campground.
Yeah, we'll
Joe.
be here in the campground.
We will be
personally.
here the whole time. So
yeah, that's not the issue.
So the actual event may not take place in the campground, but we will be here in the campground, and you can come hang out with us in our campground.
Yeah.
Whatever, all that stuff.
Yeah,
that'll still happen.
What about a laser rangefinder?
I have one. So here's another thing. So I like that. I do have a laser rangefinder. I do keep one with me, because it's really handy when you have something way out there. In fact, I used it when I got my photo of Bigfoot. We used it to measure the distances from where it was standing, from where I was standing, all that stuff, and they're fairly accurate. So.
Yeah. Yes, Joe. They can look for our truck.
Right. They can't miss it.
Yeah, we're in the H loop.
Yeah. So anyway, so here's the deal. The laser rangefinder, the casting material, even a lot of the evidence collection stuff, you can keep that in your vehicle. Just have an evidence collection kit, put it in like an ammo box. That's what I used to do all the time anyway. I still do. I pack it with me a lot of times when we're hiking, but if you find a footprint, a lot of times you're not too far from your truck or your vehicle. And so if you keep all that stuff in your truck and you actually find something, which is very rare. So there's that, so when you do find something, if you're not that far, you can hike back to the truck, get the casting material, come back and cast your stuff, or your rangefinder, or your grid laser, which I have 2 of. But that stuff, when we set up to do night investigations and things like that, a lot of times we'll be doing that from actually where we're camping. A lot of times we don't hike into the woods to do that.
And here's the thing, you can have all the awesome equipment on the planet, and if you don't get your butt off the couch and go out there, it's not going to do you any good. So the most important thing really is you. Yeah,
so Jenna says she has a tote in the back of her.
Yes,
yep.
She's got
Perfect.
a tidy rig that's not filthy, disgusting, dirty. I've seen her rig. It's very well put together.
Okay. So that's always handy. So you can just go get your stuff, go back and
is it possible that during the primary human aquatic evolutionary times, interaction with intelligent life of the ocean like dolphins and octopi helped us develop greater intellects? Actually, this is such an awesome video, and it's here on YouTube. And if anyone wants to see the octopus video, just let me know and I will. But they are in a completely different evolutionary line than mammals. And
completely different.
It's like I adore them. I wanted a pet octopus when I was a kid, and I still want one.
Okay, so here's
by the way, what was your first research vehicle, Scott?
What was my first research?
I think it was a church van.
Yeah, it was.
I'm telling you.
That's right. It was.
What you see in Harry now, our Squatch mobile, is like 20
years of collecting crap.
Yeah,
yes.
And possibly more. So anyway, do you pin the evidence location using GPS on your Maps app?
Yes, that's what I was about ready to say. The one I use, there's a free version and there's a paid version, but
Onyx?
I use Onyx Off-Road. There's
Onyx, if you're listening, which I doubt you are, but if you are,
you can sponsor us. But I used
your first van, your research was Midnight Thunder?
No.
Well, that was used for other activities,
yeah.
I'm sure.
No. That was in high school. Okay. So there's an app called Onyx Backcountry. You can get there's also I have the Onyx Off-Road app that I use. They're basically the same, pretty close. But what you can do with these is you can mark your location on them. And actually it's showing you our location right now. Okay. but that little dot, that's us anyway.
Yes. Locke wants to know, is it the octopus in the maze video? If it's the one where he gets where she is a she, by the way, and her name is Sashimi, I find that really weird that he. Hey, I'm answering Locke's question. If it's where Sashimi when she finds her way through the maze where he takes her back and releases her right where she was captured, then yes, it is. I fell in love with Sashimi.
So this is a really good app. You can use Onyx Backcountry or Onyx Off-Road, and you can mark the location. It's very important. I mean, I've got, in fact, let me go to Oregon real quick. I'll show you something. This is where we were Bigfooting in the Cascades. Every one of those X's is where we found footprints, had something happen, tree knocks, blah, 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 all that stuff. So, and plus the off-road shows you these green lines. That shows you the logging roads and stuff you can take. And the ones with the red lines is the ones where I drove or we hiked on these roads. And so it'll track your where you're walking to. So, yeah. So you can go right back there.
All right, so with that, you know what? It is now 3 minutes after past the top of the hour.
Oh my gosh!
I know we have babbled.
So next week we're doing
bored me to death. I'm gonna go right to bed after this.
So next week we're going to do a year in review, all the stuff we found in the last year,
and clips of. Well, I don't know. We'll do some. I would like to do something more fun than that, but you know, whatever.
Okay, and then
we're going to take a couple.
Then we're going to take.
To drive and to
because we got to do all that cloud. We got to go to New Mexico and then get our butts back to Oregon, and then
so excited.
Yeah, and then we are going to next year. We've got a lot of really cool guests lined up already. Actually, quite a few.
We do.
Okay.
So with that, please remember that our job is
I lost it. There it is.
Investigate the unexplained.
Not to explain the uninvestigated.
So until next week, please remember, like, subscribe, share this on your social media, share it with everyone. You keep watching and
we'll keep squatching and go out and find Bigfoot.
That damn Sasquatch.